I'm coming back. Just be real. I don't know where you at, but I am live. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can hear me. I am live. I is live. Don't know what's happening. Don't know what's going on, but that's all right. I'm back. Okay, I'm back. So Clubhouse, please forgive me. I don't know what is going on. I know y'all heard me. I know Instagram heard me, but I don't know. We're good? Boy, okay. So I tell you what, I'm sorry, Clubhouse. So what I need you guys to let me know over here on YouTube. As a matter of fact, hold on just a minute. Hold on, Clubhouse. Let me just be real. I'm going to call you. Y'all gonna hear me talking to just be real. All right. So give me just a minute. I'm going to call her real quick. Okay, y'all give me just a second, okay? Figure how much did y'all hear? What part did you guys didn't hear? Okay, all right, bye bye. All right, my apologies, y'all. Okay, tell me what was the last thing I heard? Ernestine, you heard everything because you over on Clubhouse. I knew. What was the last thing y'all heard? I know Clubhouse heard me. I know Instagram heard me. You can even play it back on Instagram. You can play it back on Clubhouse. Um, but tell me what did you guys? What was the last thing you guys heard when I was talking? What was the last thing I heard? I mean, y'all heard when they have compassion and they needy still need. Okay, wait a minute. Up to where baby cries and left to cry. You were talking talking for a whole 3 minutes. Get flustered and it's a trigger. Okay, get frustrated, it's a trigger. I ain't hearing nothing. You were talking about being a child and your kids not understanding triggers. Okay. What else did y'all hear? So I know I don't go too far back and start repeating myself. What else? I'll jump. Okay. Impasse. No, I wasn't talking about impasse, I was talking about empathy. What else did y'all hear? So I can go back and repeat repeat whatever you guys missed. So what I was talking. Okay, so um, let me look. Start all over from the top. That's a lot of stuff that I said. Triggers of narc trait. Okay, so lost you on the part about triggers of a narc trait. Okay, so narcissistic traits. Um, what else? Let's see. You was talking about how moms can tell the different cries. Dang, that's a lot. You guys missed a lot. Okay, I'm gonna go back to that. Okay, so I apologize, y'all. Okay, so what I was talking, I may have to close my eyes so I can recall what I was talking about. Okay, so I apologize. I'm not trying not to stare at you guys. Okay, so what I was talking about. So I'm gonna close my eyes for a minute so I can recall what I was saying. Okay, so forgive me. So you guys know that when babies cry, they cannot communicate, and so we know that when we're communicating, we know when babies are communicating, babies communicate with cries. Parents know the different cries, meaning that you can tell when a baby is hurt, when a baby's thirsty, when a baby is tired, and we have learned, and us as babies, we were all babies at one time, if that caregiver did not go to console the baby, feed the baby now, the difference between narcissistic personality disorder and narcissistic traits, traits and narcissism, it looks the same. The traits and the disorder look the same. The difference is a person with the traits, once you bring up something to them, they'll recognize the traits, and it takes a minute for them to change it because they don't like it. A narcissist, you give them maybe traits that they have, and they will fire back on you. They're not going to change it. Okay. And so what happens is when a baby, when the needs of a baby is not met through the cries, the baby realizes that my cries do not matter. I cannot get anything resolved through my cries. So a lot of them, if you notice, I don't know if you guys saw me when I did it, a lot of times you'll see babies withdraw, like their fists get really tight and then their hands get really close to their bodies, right? Because, their needs are not being met. So they don't know what to do, especially like if a child has been traumatized and, traumatized at an early age. And in the midst of that trauma, no one was there to console them. And so their mind, the way that their mind, the way that the mind operates is even in the midst of my trauma, number one, they couldn't say anything, but no one was there to console them. No one was there to make, to console a baby. That's when a baby falls down. Depending on how they fall, sometimes they get up and keep going. But if a baby hurts themselves or a toddler hurts themselves, we make sure that we comfort them to let them know that there is comfort there. So a lot of people have grown up with the narcissistic traits, not with the disorder. With the disorder, they actually shut down. They don't have the capacity to feel. They don't empathize. They do not have compassion toward people. They cannot step in your shoes. They do not have the empathy. Empathy means that I'm able to step in your shoes and feel your pain. Not empaths. To have empathy with someone is to relate to their pain. But a narcissist, they cannot relate to your pain. They cannot relate to the pain, trauma. They cannot relate because it's too painful. They've shut down. A person that has narcissistic traits, on the other hand, they may, what happens is they may be triggered by your pain. So when you have pain, they may be able to help you up until a certain point. Now, they may feel gratification with being able to help you, but if it's in serious cases, more serious cases where they cannot resolve the issues, they become triggered. And when a person with narcissistic traits become triggered, they pull back on the emotion, they pull back on the compassion and the empathy because it becomes overwhelming. So what happens is they're being triggered too. A person with narcissistic traits, they're being triggered too. And so what happens is they pull back because I can't fix your problem. I can't do anything. And it's a reminder of the pain that I went through. And so because it is a reminder of the pain that I went through, it's too painful. I can't handle your pain. So what I'll do is I just have to shut it off because now you become too needy. Or, a person that's in pain, becomes needy and they'll pull on you and they're crying. Every time you talk to them, it's like in therapy. Most of the time when a person is really in pain, they'll keep revisiting. And a person that has traits, they may be overwhelmed with your emotions. They may be overwhelmed with your pain because it becomes a trigger to them. So because it is a trigger to them, they will pull back on the empathy and the compassion because to them it's too dangerous. It is dangerous to be vulnerable like that. It is too dangerous for me to have that much compassion to you because no one did it to me. And so because of the fact that you're asking for too much, I'm overwhelmed. I don't know what to do with this. I don't know what to do with this. The way that a person has to get over, and I had this question asked, the way that you have to work on getting, some people have low compassion and low empathy. That does not mean you have no empathy or no compassion. It means that those feelings are dangerous to you because that's vulnerability. There are some people that understand that when I was a child, I was not comforted. Now, now, you didn't know then, but you weren't comforted as a child. And so you realize even as an adult, I just won't cry. It's hard for me to cry. And when you cry, it's hard for me to cry with you because it's too painful and it's too dangerous and that's too vulnerable. And then what's the point of me crying? No one's going to comfort you. No one's going to make you feel better. And so I don't know how to make you feel better either because I don't know how to make myself feel better. And so do you see, it's a trigger. A person with narcissistic trait is triggered and they're wounded and they're hurt and they don't understand. Well, a lot of times they don't understand that empathy and compassion is a human emotion that we have to work on all the time to help people. Now, the thing about it is that a person that has been wounded and injured, sometimes they can be very mean too. If you overwhelm me and you touch me and you touch me and you want me, some people are needy. Some people